veteran auto mechanic was racing down a mountain road, rushing an injured young woman to the hospital in an old car. Suddenly, a luxury sports car pulled in front of him and refused to move. No matter how many times he honked, the driver wouldn't give way. The girl's condition was getting worse every second, so the mechanic told the passengers in the back to hold her tightly. Then, in the very next moment, he took a breathtaking corner at incredible speed. Even the rich driver in the sports car was stunned. He couldn't believe that his multi-million-dollar supercar had just been overtaken by an old Hyundai Santro on a mountain curve. Furious, the wealthy young man stopped his car and ordered his men to find that driver. He wanted to challenge him to a race. But the ordinary-looking mechanic wasn't an ordinary man at all. 20 years earlier, he had been the country's greatest rally driver. During a championship race, he and his racing partner were on the verge of winning the title when a truck slammed into their car. The race ended in tragedy, and his partner lost his life. Haunted by the accident, the champion walked away from racing forever, and spent the next 2 decades living a quiet life as a mechanic in a small garage. One day, a beautiful young woman arrived at his garage in a luxury sports car. During their conversation, he discovered that she was the daughter of his late racing partner. She begged him to become the coach of her racing team, so she could fulfill her father's dream of winning the championship. Shocked by her request, he refused without hesitation. He had sworn never to return to the racing world. The young woman didn't argue. She simply smiled, left, and promised that she would come back. A few days later, a desperate father rushed into the garage carrying his badly injured daughter. Through tears, he begged for help, saying the little girl would die if she didn't reach the hospital within 30 minutes. It took at least an hour to drive down the mountain, and no one was willing to take that kind of risk. Unable to ignore the child's condition, the mechanic stepped in. He jumped into a customer's old car, told the girl's father to hold her tightly, and drove like a man possessed. Against all odds, he reached the hospital in just 18 minutes and saved her life. When he returned to the garage, the owner of the car was furious. He demanded to know how the mechanic dared to drive his vehicle without permission. Even the garage owner sided with the customer, accusing him of interfering in other people's business. Furious, the mechanic pulled a bank card from his pocket, threw it onto the car and walked away. Just then, his late partner's daughter found him again and convinced him to visit her racing team's track. Once there, she explained that her team was about to compete in the regional finals. The winning team would earn a place in the world championship. Once again, she pleaded with him to become their temporary coach. Her boyfriend, however, wasn't happy about it. He mocked the old mechanic, saying a retired garage worker had nothing to teach professional racers. The mechanic simply smiled, called himself just a mechanic, and started to leave. At that exact moment, the same rich young racer from the mountain road arrived with his team. He immediately mocked both the girl and the old mechanic, telling them they had no chance of winning. Instead of leaving, the mechanic decided to stay and watch the race. The competition consisted of 2 races, with the combined times determining the winner. In the first race, the girl's boyfriend represented their team. He was arrogant and believed raw talent was more important than experience. Although he took the lead at the start, he quickly lost control of the race and finished 13 seconds behind his opponent. Now the pressure was immense. To overcome the deficit, the team needed an incredible 23-second advantage in the second race. This time, the young woman climbed into the driver's seat, while the wealthy racer lined up against her. Just before the race began, she asked the old mechanic for advice. He calmly told her, "Put pressure on him from the very beginning. Don't let him pass you on the straights. And when you reach the corners, brake at the very last possible moment." The race began, and she followed every instruction perfectly. She kept her rival trapped behind her and attacked every corner with incredible precision. Lap after lap, she slowly built a lead, but the rich racer couldn't accept losing. In a desperate move, he deliberately slammed his car into hers. The impact was devastating. Her car flipped over, and moments later, she was rushed to the hospital on a stretcher. Even after causing the crash, the wealthy driver showed no remorse. Instead, he laughed and cruelly mocked her, saying her father had died in a racing accident, and now she was following the same path. Those words pushed the old mechanic over the edge. Without saying a word, he walked over and landed a powerful punch squarely across the young man's face. Just then, the race officials announced the ruling. Because the crash had been caused intentionally, the opposing team would either receive a 10-second penalty, or the race would be restarted. That meant the team would still need to make up a massive 23-second gap to win. Everyone believed their chances were over. But in that moment, the old mechanic remembered the promise he had made to his late racing partner. He took a deep breath, and for the first time in 20 years,